so freaking excited. Hello readers, welcome back to Sandra is Booked, where I talk all things book and bookish related, where I film some reading vlog and share with you my impressions and book recommendations. Alright, so this week we have something very exciting. We have Dune by Frank Herbert. I know you must have heard a lot about Dune recently, especially with the new movie release. I'm gonna keep this as brief as possible and as unspoilery as possible as I can, because obviously all I want to do is gush and talk about it with you guys. So maybe if you want to talk about it more in depth, you can comment down below and write spoilers before your comment, and then I will respond and answer to those. But please have a warning to your spoilers, because I know there are some people that are actually reading this book and that don't want to be spoiled. And also just spoil Dune, the first Dune, not like the rest of the series, because that's a long series and no one wants to be spoiled for that. Okay, so I'm on page 150 of Dune, and let me just tell you the brief summary of Dune. Basically, I'm not spoiling anything because I'm not too far in. This is like a 700-page book almost, and so I'm just at the beginning. So at the beginning, the story is set. There is a planet called Dune, which is also called Arrakis, and it is known for its spices, desert kind of sand planet. And basically this planet, there's a lack of water, it's a very poor planet, and we have also the free men that are working there and that are running the planet basically. Sorry about the kids, I'm outside. Anyway, so then we follow the two families that are competing basically for the possession of this planet, although the one family was ordered by the emperor to go and take care of this planet and, you know, oversee the operations of getting the spices and making profit out of the spices. So you have the Harkonnen family, which is the family that is attacking, and then you have the Archrides family, that is the family that is landing there and that is actually been ordered by the emperor to go there. And so in the Archrides family, we have the Duke Leto, and his son Paul. And Paul, we know, is going to be a very important character because he has like this prophecy where he's going to be the one ruling after his father, so far that I've gathered. And then you have the Harkonnen that have all this expansive plot to take down the Archrides family that have just landed on Dune. And so that's where I'm at right now. We're talking about how are they gonna get this magical, not this magical, but this spice melange that they call, that is very important and very rich, and how they're gonna get other houses to actually support them, because for now the other houses do support them, but they're not taking any initiative because they want to see which house is actually gonna come on top. Is it gonna be the Archride, or is it gonna be the Harkonnen house that is gonna come on top on the planet of Dune? So yeah, that's where I am right now. Obviously there's much more to the story. It's kind of sci-fi, but there's also like this kind of like knighthood thing to it, you know, like they have swords and stuff, but it's also sci-fi based, and we have like big worms on the planet of Dune. So it's really interesting to see. It has a lot of like cool elements to it so far, and I want to see what happens next. Hi guys, I'm kind of freaking out because I have like a few hours before I go to the movie theaters, and I have about 300 pages left to read to Dune, and like the movies is in the 7 hours. I can't even talk. I'm so tired. I'm so sleep deprived. I just tried to stay up yesterday and finish this, but I worked at 5 a.m. So anyways, it's a mess, but I'm gonna try my best to finish as much as I can before watching the movie. I'm so freaking excited. So spoilers and non-spoilers out of the way, let's talk about this book. So I read this book in the last week and a half before the movie, and I actually didn't finish the book by the time the movie came out. So here in Canada, the movie premiered October 21st on Thursday, and so I went at the premiere with, you know, my partner and his mom, and we were really excited for the movie, and we really had a great time. The movie was almost like 3 hours long, but it was so captivating. They shot it so well. The acting was so good. We were all so engaged and at the edge of our seats. So I actually have a funny story to tell. So I was reading this book, but I hadn't finished reading it by, you know, the time that I had to go and watch the movie. So I had about 250 pages left, and so I was freaking out because I don't like to be spoiled in a movie about a book, because a book is different than a movie. That's just my personal opinion. That's just how I am as a person and as a reader. So I was so worried, and I was like, okay, at least I'll know what happens and whatnot. And so 2.5 hours into the movie, I turned to my boyfriend and I'm like, is the movie ending soon? Because like we only reached one part of the book that I read already, you know, we didn't reach the other part. And he's like, no, yeah, it's supposed to end soon. And I was so shocked. Basically what happened was that the movie stopped exactly where I stopped reading, and my mind was blown. And then everyone was turning to me and they were like, we need to know what happens next. Can you read? Can you tell us? And I was like laughing because I was so scared to be spoiled. And then at the end, I actually wanted to know what happens next and how they filmed it. So eventually I hope they're gonna make a second movie, and you know, actually multiple movies depending on the series, because there is actually 6 books and there are prequels as well. And yeah, I'm very excited not only to read the rest of the books and the rest of the series, but also to watch them, because they did such a fantastic job. It's one thing to read about it, and sometimes it's a totally different thing to actually see it, on the screen, and you see like people's raw emotion. And I don't know, it really got to me at a certain point, especially like the beginning where something dramatic and tragic happens. I don't want to spoil it, but you know what I mean, like the turning point in the story where everything goes downhill for one of the houses. Then yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't want to spoil it, but I highly recommend this book. I am also a person that doesn't really like sci-fi, or at least I didn't think I liked sci-fi, and in the last few years I've been proven wrong time and time again, because I love books that are set in space. I love movies that are set in space. Like I'm slowly really like appreciating more and more. But you know, I never was one to be like a big Star Trek or Star Wars fan. So I like this one because it has that sci-fi element, but it's not overbearing. It's really like takes place on a planet itself. It just feels more like fantasy if anything else. So like I said, I went to the movie theater, but I didn't actually get to film that much. I almost forgot because I was so excited, and we had gotten popcorn too, and I was like, you know, I was already in heaven at that point, so I forgot to film. And I told my partner, like, don't let me forget to vlog. And of course he always lets me forget to vlog. So, and I'm like, I just took my phone quickly and I like took a little snip. But yeah, that's that clip here, but not much, you know, to vlog. But anyways, I highly recommend just going to watch the movie yourself. Bring someone with you because it's a long movie, and I think like long movies are the movies that are the most worth it to go watch at the movie theater, because like you're actually like sitting there and focusing on the story for, you know, 2+ hours. I don't like to go for like an hour and a half movie. That's just, I don't know, it feels more like a waste of time and a waste of my money if I do that. Is that just me, or am I the only one who thinks like that? Maybe some people don't want to sit 2-3 hours in the movies, but I'm different. Like I'm so different. Like I'm so different from all the other girls out there. Like oh my god, like wow. So obviously I'm kidding, but obviously I'm not kidding about the fact that you should go and watch Dune. And if you're interested at all, you should also try to read the book. I know the first book is really daunting. It's the biggest book of all the series. It's like 800 pages, but I think like if you watch the movie and you start to understand what's going on, you might actually have the desire to pick up the books, because that happened to both my partner and his mom. So I'm really excited for that, because then I can force them into my secret book club and it would be great. Alright guys, so like I said, I don't want to go into spoilers because I'm really worried to spoil anyone. But I want to say I do enjoy the characters, I do enjoy the story. I enjoyed that there's like multi-level to the actual story itself, because it always makes it more interesting to keep on discovering things. And you always want, like for a long series, you want things to be not completely unravel at the beginning, but you want to have like, you know, the promise of things that are going to happen, if that makes any sense. And I feel like this series really starts that off really well, because you already have pain, you already have destruction, and you already have like prophecies coming to life, etc. But then like you don't know exactly how far is it gonna go. Like, can it get worse or can it get better? Is it gonna be both, or like what's gonna happen to our favorite characters? And that's what makes a series really compelling. So that's it. That's my review for Dune. Let me know, as always, if you've read it, if you've seen it, if you read all the other books. I was surprised that no one that I knew at work, I work at a bookstore, has ever read it, except this one guy who's read the whole series and the prequels that were written by Frank Herbert's son, and he's read those like years ago. So it was really interesting to me to see that like there are fans of this series and of this book from many years back then, because obviously this was published in the 60s, so it is getting a revival now. And there was a movie by David Lynch, the director, the famous director, which, you know, the director of Twin Peaks. I love David Lynch, in the 1980s, but I look at the trailer of that and honestly it looked atrocious to me. Like I don't even think I'll ever watch that. So the new 2021 adaptation is spectacular, and I actually mean it. And I know not everyone shared that opinion, and that's fine by me, but let me know your opinion down below. I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to have you here. All readers and non-readers are welcome on this channel. And for now, I will see you on the next vlog. Happy reading!